Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. In this video, I want to explain or presenting my thesis proposal. But before that, let me introduce myself first. My full name is Januari, and I'm from English department. Okay, the Honorable Miss Maisuro MPD as the lecturer in this course. Let me presenting my thesis proposal. The title is an interactive English language learning using Karadis game to improve speaking skill of student in junior high school student. Okay, in the next slide, there is chapter 1. The chapter 1 is introduction. In introduction, there are several items. The first is background of study. The second is scopus of the study. The third is statement of the problem. The fourth is purpose of the study, and the last is significance of the study. Okay, the first is background of the study. Speaking is a kind of either productive or active skill. While all four language skills are important, speaking stands out a primary tool for efficient communication, embracing the overarching goal of language to facilitate efficient interaction. Despite undergoing intensive English language learning, students at junior high school encounter challenges in oral interaction during the actual speaking lesson. Observation reveal difficulties in pronunciation, errors in English word articulation, and a lack of proficiency in mastering both vocabulary and functional expression, resulting in hesitancy to engage in spoken communication. Moreover, students face issues related to motivation and self-confidence, appearing disinterested and concentrate during activity requiring oral skill. Many express fear or criticism and humiliation in front of their friends, leading them to avoid such activity altogether. The teaching approach exacerbates the situation as the predominant use. A package book or student worksheet focus mainly on reading and writing skill, offering minimal opportunities for oral practice. Consequently, students lack the necessary exercise to develop their speaking abilities, leading to a lack of familiarity with verbal communication and diminished motivation. Due to these factors, it is crucial to execute a pioneering action research initiative aimed to enhance oral proficiency. Method exists for teaching speaking, one of them using Karadis game. According to Ruben, using activities and game in class encourage activity learning, as well as collaboration and interactive. Karadis game is one of game that can use in teaching speaking. It will help teacher in teaching and learning English. According to Kaudus and Skarev, Karadis game is an excellent to facilitate the emotional education of the children. Finally, besides on the profile statement, the researcher conduct a study about an interactive language learning using Karadis game to improve speaking skills student in junior high school student. The second is scope of the study. The focus of the study is to enhance the student speaking skill of junior high school student through the use of interactive Karadis game in English language learning. The third is statement of the problem. The statement of the problem in this proposal is the Karadis game learning method effective in improving junior high school student speaking skill? And the fourth is purpose of the study. The purpose of the study in this proposal is to investigate the effectiveness of using an interactive Karadis game in English language learning to improve the speaking skills of junior high school students. And the last one is significance of the study. The significance of the study in this proposal is the researcher has the benefit as the following. The first is enhanced speaking skill. The second is active participant. The third is vocabulary expansion. The fourth is social interaction, and the last is enjoyable learning. And the next slide is chapter 2. The chapter 2 is a review of literature and research question. In this chapter, there are several items. The first is speaking, the second is Karadis game, and the third is relevant study. The fourth is theoretical framework, and the last is research question. The first is speaking. Speaking is the productive skill. This activity involves expressing thoughts and opinions verbally, allowing individuals to communicate directly or indirectly by sharing ideas about the world through spoken words. It is like what Brown and Yale state that speaking express need request information service. From the definition above, it can be concluded that speaking is the most important skill of language, which is about expressing ideas, opinions, or feeling to others by using words or sound of articulation in order to inform, to pursue, or to entertain. And then there are aspects of speaking. As a complex activity, speaking has three main aspects as follows. The first is accuracy, the second is fluency, and the last is action. And the second is Karadis game. Definition of Karadis game is the Karadis game involves expressing words, action, or feelings through gesture, fostering group thinking and enhancing speaking rhetoric. This interactive approach encourages students to participate comfortably, both in class and beyond. Utilizing Karadis as an alternative teaching method not only aids comprehension but also adds an enjoyable element to learning, providing positive feedback for teaching learning process. The third is relevant study. There are many relevant research related to this study which can be considered as the references of this research. The writer takes two provides research from journal. The first relevant of this research was conducted by Uriza 2014. The title is the effect of using adverb Karadis game toward speaking interest of the first year student at junior high school 20 Pekanbaru. The second study done by Kurnia 2015. The title is Improving Student Speaking Skill by Using Karadis Game at the First Grade of Junior High School. Gendong Tatan in academic year of 2015 until 2016. The similarity between two research and this research is that the research focus on speaking mastery by using Karadi's game. But the difference between their research and this research are the first research used Karadi's game in teaching speaking, especially in adverb, and the second research used Karadi's game to see the improvement in student speaking skill, while in this research focus on the effectiveness in improving student speaking skill using Karadi's game. The fourth is theoretical framework. The purpose of the Karadi's game is to enhance speaking lesson in the teaching and learning of English. Karadi's game, which prioritizes student participation and cooperation during the learning process, helps students become more motivated and self-confident speakers, as well as more independent and socially adept. Additionally, Karadi's game assists the instructor in establishing a fun learning environment to enhance the efficiency of the speaking, teaching, and learning process. Since speaking is not a passive skill, teachers should provide their students with opportunity to improve their accuracy and fluency. In this instance, Karadi's game can motivate students to learn. Additionally, they foster a positive and cooperative learning environment with strong group dynamics, and students are good to support one another in group as they learn. Additionally, they inspire and support one another to put forth their best effort when completing assessment, which can be enhanced students' accountability to perform to the best of their abilities for both their group and themselves. And the last is research question. The research question in this thesis proposal is: what is the effectiveness of the Karadi's game as a learning method in enhancing the speaking skill of junior high school students? And the next slide is chapter 3. In chapter 3, there is a research methodology. And in this chapter, there are several items. The first is research question. This research uses descriptive qualitative method. According to Creswell and Hancock, as cited in Mohadan 2018, qualitative research method typically include interviews and observation, but may also include case studies, survey, and historical and document analysis. The second is setting of the study. The setting of the study in this proposal is: the setting of the study refers to the place and time to conduct a study. The researcher or conduct the research in junior high school. This study was conducted from October to December. Third is participant of the study. In this case, the participant of this research are the students of junior high school in academy 20 and 23 until 20 and 24, considering in speaking level, which consists of 20 until 30 students, The researcher took a classroom as the participant. The fourth is data collection. Number one, definition of K-term. To avoid the misunderstanding in this research, there are several items that the researcher felt necessary to explain. The terms are as follows. The first is the karate scheme, and second is teaching speaking. And number two is instrument of the study. An instrument is a device that is used to gather data. An interactive guide, a questionnaire, and an observation from are used by the current researcher. When observing a class, the researcher is required to fill out the observation form. In the meantime, the questionnaire consists of a series of inquiries pertaining to the study's phenomenon. The purpose of the questionnaire in this study to get precise data regarding students' reaction to the speaking process or technique when employing karate scheme. The question for the teacher and student are organized using the final interview guide. Number three is technique of collecting data. Number three is technique of collecting data. There are three data collection is observation, second is questionnaire, and the last is interview. And the last but not least is data analysis. The data analysis in this proposal is the current researcher will describe data analysis in this section. There are three steps involved in the data analysis process. The graphic below illustrates the theory specific as follows. The first is data reduction, the second is data display, and the last is data conclusion. Maybe that's all from me. Have a mistake, I do apologize in this video, and thank you for watching my video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.